are you ready for more lies?
I mean, my head is getting. I'm just trying to I want to know what is it like?
Now, what is she trying to do, right?
Who? But it's not just who is it too?
Yeah. So. Hi.
Hi.
I am really tired.
But you're the one who wanted to switch the recording day and the time. Who the hell wakes up at earlier than 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning?
Many people who have busy lives. I wish I could sleep in all day, but I can't.
Sleep in all day? Well then, yeah, today you should let us sleep in.
And I got things to do.
Go for breakfast?
Yeah, that's something to do.
I know, but I was like, oh.
Hey, and also you suggested to have breakfast. I'm like, let's meet at 11
actually.
and record. And you're like, no, let's go for breakfast beforehand.
Yeah, because I thought so.
That's all you.
True, but it's so early. It was really hard to get out of bed today. We had this sudden drastic change in the weather. It was high 20s, almost 30s, or did it get to the 30s?
I think it did get to 30s.
And then again, boom!
And then Friday just started raining yesterday.
Today it was 13 degrees. I checked it. It was so hard to climb out of bed. It was freezing. I was actually cold coming out of the shower. Oh.
I kind of like that.
But then food was what got me
up. Food woke you up.
Go get my breakfast.
Did you like the place? We went to a very budget-friendly, local neighborhood breakfast joint.
Yeah, no, he recommended it. He's been there once. It's called Amigo Pancake House, right? I believe. I think just the whole vibe and everything and the food is really affordable.
Yeah,
and it was good, decent and really good service. The waiter came by, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. How do you like the food? Do you need more coffee?
Actually, it started in the beginning how how we always take 5,000 years to decide what to order.
Well, that was you today.
No, that was you.
I'm the one who decided.
Because you just end up talking and then just forget about ordering.
I knew what I checked yesterday. I checked last.
Oh, so you prepared?
Yeah, I was like, let's see.
You're one of those people.
What? Well, it helps me look forward to the next day. I'm sorry. Can you
As you
relate?
can see, food is always a motivator.
It's just yay! What are we having tomorrow? I'm frustrated because in a few episodes I was saying how I went house shopping, I'm looking to purchase a property, a place, and it's I know you're not happy about it, but it's in your area. I'm trying to be
but you're looking elsewhere, not in the same community.
I almost did. I looked at one or
absolutely
twice.
Fantastic.
Two that were in the same complex.
Yeah, so I'm just profusely sending her listings are away from my complex. I'm like, you should check this out. This is really great. As far as well.
No, and I was like, oh, can you give me some advice? So the one right here.
The one in my complex is really not good because blah 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 blah. But the other place is really fantastic. You should really go for that one.
Secretly don't want me to
just
be your neighbor.
Move her away.
And I'm just gonna climb over and help myself anytime. I mean, it's very convenient if we were recording, but still, no.
No.
I'm frustrated because I've made 2 offers at this place and. Before I even get a chance, it's
gone, just like that.
Just taken from my hands, and I felt this is it. This is the one, So I'm just pissed. I'm steaming today, but it's okay.
Just take that as an opportunity for a better one.
Oh, and just so you know, so the ones in his complex are still available. So don't run away from me yet. I think this is a sign, maybe.
I need to
This is a sign.
I've got to get in touch with those realtors that are selling these places and just tell them, can you please hurry up and just get rid of these places? Delist them or whatever.
You advertise for other people. I think I had told Kevin that time. I was because I was really eager to get the place, and I was so I'm just gonna make sure I knew other people were coming in to open house, and I was I'm gonna just go around, make myself at home, and just
or just tell them
let out some gas and just be
contaminate the place.
I contaminate the place. I people what's What's that smell? What am I smelling?
No, you can be one of those people like you'll be in the house and other people will come in to view the home and you're like, oh, what is that stench? Like what?
Yeah, and then just like let one out and be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, this smell is disgusting. Like, who would buy this?
And you know how there's like just a playground right outside? It's
so
like
noisy.
noisy kids, you know? And then just like criticize.
Yeah, you can like
corner.
open the cupboards and be like, wow, this door's very poorly hinged, or like the tap's not working. Like
Exactly.
just blame everything.
Honestly, if I had to fart, if I had to fart all over the house just to claim that is mine and it would secure my spot, I would do it in a heartbeat. Give me a chance. I'll fart in that house all over it.
Case today is on Caylee Anthony. I think many of you might already know the case. So we'll start off right into the 911 call.
Oh, here we go. Reenacting.
Yep. So on July 15th, 2008 at 8:09 p.m., Orlando Sheriff's Department received a call from a woman wanting to report theft of her car and her money, and that she wanted to bring in a thief. So she's like, I already know who did it, and she wants to report theft of her car, money.
Okay. So that's her, okay.
Her call. And then the sheriff was like, oh, okay, then who is this thief?
Yeah.
And the woman was like, it's my daughter.
Okay. Wait, I was gonna say, like, does she have it on camera or something? Like, evidence, right?
We
And
could, right? But she's like, it's my daughter.
Okay.
So the sheriff is like, I'll direct you to the exact department so that you can report this theft.
Yeah.
So her call got transferred, and when I listened to this phone call, the way that the mom is giving the information is a little bit strange. Like, it's very calm, very stern. It's almost like she's trying to teach the daughter a lesson. Like, she doesn't really want to do it, but she's just trying to do it, just like scare her a little bit.
Okay, but
Yeah.
if you report it, it's not gonna just be a...
I think she's a little, like, you can tell she was a little hesitant. Like, she doesn't want to give it away, but she
is
just
that
wanted
why?
to do it to scare her.
So it's not like you're gonna get
Come
punished.
get her, yeah, not like
Nah, it's
that.
not
So
like
when the call got passed, she says, this is exactly the wording. She's like, I have someone here that I need arrested at my house, and there's a possible missing child, 3 years old, and she's been missing for a month. So now the whole story changed.
What?
Right?
Oh, the missing child is not...
So now there's a new information. So before she's like, oh, I'm just reporting theft, but now there's a missing child. But again, her tone is very calm. And again, you can tell from the way she said it, she didn't immediately say like, oh, it's my daughter. She said there's someone that I want to report, but it's her daughter. She could have just said, oh, my daughter,
But she
blah, blah,
said
blah, blah.
it before it got transferred. Oh, it's my daughter.
Yeah, but then this is a new person that took the call, right? So yeah, so again, she doesn't say it's her daughter outright in the beginning. It's almost like she doesn't want to give it away, and she's just trying to scare her. So that was a phone call, very weird. The mom's name is Cindy Anthony, and her daughter is Caylee Anthony.
Caylee.
So Caylee is the one that she's trying to get arrested, or she wants to bring in. So okay, so that call, done. Weird, but it's done. Later that day, Cindy calls again. So the mom calls in again. But now the tone is totally different. She's hysterical, she's crying, she's like breaking down. She's saying, okay, my daughter, Caylee, finally admits that her baby has been missing for 31 days. So before, the reason why the mom was kind of calm is because she just wanted to call in and scare her. She didn't think anything is happening. But now she finds out that, yeah, her granddaughter is actually missing.
Yeah, because she did briefly mention there might be a missing report.
But she might have thought that Caylee's just trying to, I don't know, hide it from her, or I don't know.
Just drove off with the child, yeah.
But now she's actually missing. So she's calling hysterical, telling the person this information, and the dispatcher is like, oh, can you pass the phone to Caylee and let me talk to her?
Yeah, so
Caylee
not missing.
Yeah, and then Caylee took the phone, and again, her tone, Caylee's tone, very chill, like nothing's wrong, very nonchalant. And she says, yeah, my daughter, the daughter's name is Caylee, so I know there's a lot of different characters, but the granddaughter, the little girl who's missing, 3 years old, her name is Caylee. She's been missing for 31 days, but I know where she is. I know who has her. It's my nanny. So she's like, and also I literally got off the phone with my nanny and I spoke to my daughter Caylee. She's fine. Basically, she's saying that not to worry. I know who has my daughter. I even spoke to her on the phone and she's fine and alive. And then the dispatcher's like, okay, well then can you call her back? Like, call the nanny back and
But why is she so calm with it?
Yeah.
Like, give me back my baby. If it was my baby. Like,
I guess what Casey said when the dispatcher's like, why don't you just get the phone number, call her back? She's like, somehow the number is now not in service.
Also, like, she's kind of kidnapped.
Yeah. So the nanny has her, now she can't reach her, so she's missing.
But you're still so calm.
I know it's still really early, but what do we think so far? So
you keep emphasizing that, like, the grandma and the mom, Casey and Cindy, right, are just very calm about it. And then there's Caylee, who's just
the missing girl.
You give back that baby. But it feels like the mom and the grandma,
there's something going on, right? There's a
very
little
good parents. I don't know if I would want. I don't know. We'll find out who's the right guardian for this Caylee.
So when Casey was questioned by the police, so this is the story that Casey gave the police. She said that she dropped off Caylee on June 9th at the nanny's place, like any other day. And she said the nanny's name is Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez.
Okay, Zenaida
Fernandez Gonzalez.
Not even gonna Fernandez Gonzalez.
So she dropped Caylee off at the nanny's place, and then after work she went to pick up Caylee as usual, but no one was there. She rang the doorbell, no one answers. She calls the nanny, Zenaida, but again, no answer. So if you were Casey, what would you do at this point? You come back from work, you try to pick up your daughter, but they're not there. So what would you do?
I would call the nanny, but also be ready to report it's the girl's Caylee's 3 years old. And she's my baby girl. Like
why wouldn't you?
I would panic. Yeah. I honestly wouldn't be able to function. Like,
you would definitely, you would report it, you would call your loved ones.
I would call my mom and tell her, Caylee's gone.
Yeah.
Help me. Where her whereabouts, report it. I would report it. I would talk to someone, talk to as many people.
Right, yeah.
I want to get,
you need to, and also emotionally, you need to release this.
Yeah, but I'm kind of just I think my mind will just I can't even function probably.
Yeah. Well,
and I wouldn't be able to drive, so I would need someone to.
Yeah. But definitely you would report it, right? So what she said was that she didn't report it. She didn't call the police. She didn't tell her mom. She didn't even tell her boyfriend because.
But then again, it's how long have you trusted your nanny? Right? And nothing. Maybe. I still wouldn't. I would panic, but also
you would give it benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
You would think,
trusting
give it.
I'm gonna put my child in your care. I would have trusted you very much so for you to pass the test, to have my child.
Yeah.
So I would trust that.
So you would try to give it. You wouldn't jump to conclusions, basically.
I'd
That's
be
what I'm trying to say.
No, I would jump to conclusions.
Oh, you would.
Have keep it cool, breathe, and then no, I'm freaking out.
Okay.
It's yeah.
So I guess that kind of matches what Casey's saying. She's saying I didn't inform any police. I didn't tell my mom because she was scared. She literally didn't know what to do in that moment.
I can understand maybe a little bit her reason.
And she didn't want to tell her mom because the mom's gonna get so mad at her. How can you lose your child? She just felt very overwhelmed. She was really scared what was gonna happen. She thought actually that if she reported to the police, that maybe the nanny might do something to the child.
What?
Because maybe it's kidnapping, she wants money, or something to do with ransom.
Well then, of course I have to tell the police then.
But that she just thought it was best that she try to keep contacting the nanny, try to resolve it herself.
But you see, having that thought that my nanny might kidnap my child is already not okay. Mm-hmm. Once I had that thought, I got a call.
Yeah. I think throughout the whole interrogation and everything, just her tone of voice is what really is shocking. Just how calm, how like it is like as if she knows where the nanny is and where the baby is. So she goes on to, the police is like, well, where is the nanny's house? Like, we need to go and investigate, even if she's not there. So Caylee gives the nanny Zenaita's address, but obviously when police got there, there's no one there. They ask around, they ask the building manager. Building manager's like, there's no one named Zenaita that ever lived here.
What the f?
There's no one even in that apartment that's named that. So like, how, like, what do you mean? So the police obviously question her, and then Casey's like, well, check the security cameras. I dropped off Caylee. So they checked the security cameras.
Oh, good.
She wasn't there.
Wait, what?
The security camera didn't, it showed that Caylee wasn't there when she said she dropped off Caylee.
Okay, that's, I thought you meant like the nanny wasn't there. Wait, what?
So now...
So the mom's lying.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like, how can you... like, where did...
And the way that she, again, Caylee presents herself, the police is like, hey, we checked with the building manager, we checked with people around, we even checked the security cameras. You weren't even there. And
so she claims, and then they're like,
and there ain't nobody named Zenaita
wait,
here.
who said to check the security camera?
Her. And then she's like, there isn't even anyone named Zenaita. So like, what are you talking about? And then the way she responds, she's like, no, I was definitely there. My nanny lives here, and I definitely dropped off Caylee that day, that time here. So she's just very adamant that she did that. Are you ready for more lies?
I mean, my head is getting... I'm just trying to, like, I want to know, like, what is it? Like,
what is she trying to do, right?
Who? But it's not just, like, who is it too?
Yeah. So, remember that Caylee told the police that, like, she came back from work to pick up Caylee, right? So she's like, so the police is like, well, where do you work? And then she's like, Universal Studios. So she's like, okay, well, let's go there and talk to people there to see, like, because they want to make sure when she left work to pick up Caylee, like, so they can know the timeline.
Like, when if she's being honest, right? Now they're suspecting, that too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Caylee actually, when I heard her interrogation, Caylee gives all these names of her coworkers, managers, her coworkers that work with her in the department at Universal Studios, blah blah blah. So they go with Caylee to Universal Studios to investigate, and they search her records, they ask people around, and you guessed it, no one of the names that she provided works there. So at this point, it's like, how many more lies are you gonna give? But she's like, no, these people definitely work here. I work with them. But then guess what? The manager comes, because they're causing a scene, they're commotion, right? The police is there, she's there trying to like find out this information.
Yeah.
Manager's like, what the hell is going on? And then the manager's like, you yourself, you don't work here.
But he recognizes her?
No, because they're trying to search on the records.
Oh, okay.
Like, you don't even work here.
Yeah.
And then Caylee was like, no, I work here. So then Caylee then brings the police around to walk around Universal Studios, trying to like find people that she would know. And then they're walking, and then she turns around and she's like, yeah, I don't work here. Obviously, she knows that she can't lie anymore.
This
she's
is
like,
one of the things that you're like pissed you off, right?
Yeah, and the way that she like is so, the way it makes you believe her because of the way she comes across. She's very like confident and very calm in her answers, so you would feel like, oh, okay, yes, you do work here, you do know these people. Aww. So that's really frustrating. So the police are now obviously,
what a waste of time,
and they're now very suspicious of her, right? They already know like everything that's coming out of her mouth are lies. After this incident at Universal Studios, they immediately arrest her because she because lying to the police is an offense. So they arrest her. So now that she's in jail, she calls her mom. At this point, she's very mad at the mom.
But why?
She's mad at the mom because the mom called the police, right? She called the police in the first place to report. She's like, why do you have to call the police?
Like, why do you
have to make this into a big thing? Yeah, why do you have to? There's nothing. This is just between me and you.
But okay, honey, Casey, you're in there for your own goddamn reason.
That's exactly what the mom said.
You put yourself in there.
Because the mom, Cindy, actually appeared in some news TV shows just to bring awareness to this story, right? And Casey's like, wow, I see your appearance on TV. Good for you. Like, very passive aggressive. And the mom's like, excuse me, like this is a case. Like, I'm gonna bring forward the case.
I'm trying to find my granddaughter.
Yeah, and like, why am I more concerned than you? Like, it's your daughter. And then Casey talks to one of her good friends, Christina. And this is another very triggering point for me. So she talks to Christina, very close friend. Christina's like, Casey, if you really know where Caylee is, just tell us. And if something were to happen to Caylee, I think I would die. Like, she was like, the friend was like bawling, like crying, like.
So like a genuine
concern, like very concerned.
Okay, so friends normal. Why are you friends with someone like that, Casey? Like, why is Christine friends with someone like Casey?
And you know what Casey says when Christina's like, oh, if something were to happen to Caylee, I would die.
Even her child.
Yeah, and Casey goes, oh my god, are you serious? What a waste of time calling you guys. And she hangs up. That's so triggering. It's like your friend is cares about this more than you.
Every single person is like really like taking this really seriously and really concerned for Caylee, but you're the only one like, oh, why are you guys making a big deal?
Yeah, like when your friend cares as much and he always says, oh my god, what a waste of time calling you. Like, crazy. So
immediately unfriend.
Remember in the beginning when Cindy made that phone call and she said there's a theft of her car. So there is something with that car, because the car was found later in an impound somewhere, and they searched and looked at the car, and in the trunk they smelled something really bad. It smelled like death. It smelled like body decomposition. So they opened the trunk and it looked like someone tried really hard to clean it, but obviously failed because it still stank. So something a little fishy there, because the dad, so Casey's dad, actually went to see the car, and the dad even told the police that something's going on. Like, he doesn't like where this is going. A month later, in August, so this call.
And you didn't say nobody dies today, but continue.
Yeah. So the initial call to the police that Cindy made was in July. So a month later, in August, a meter reader, so like the worker, meter reader, called the police to report a suspicious object found in a forested area near where Casey lived. But the police doesn't really react to it. The meter reader calls again later and says that they found something suspicious and saw a skull near the area again. So the police went and looked at it and searched, but they didn't really see anything else. So again, nothing really came out of it. It wasn't until December, so almost 6 months later, that the meter reader calls the police again, and they went to find the remains of a child. Yeah, so the remains of a child was found in a trash bag, and they obviously did the autopsy on December 19th. They confirmed that the remains do, in fact, belong to Caylee. So we're gonna move into the actual trial. And this is yet another point that really pissed me off. And it's just like, why? So, the trial began on May 24th, 2011. And Casey is now charged with first-degree murder, aggravated manslaughter of a child, aggravated child abuse, and providing false information to police. So 4.
There should be way more than that.
Right? And, jury discussed, looked at the evidence, and the jury found her guilty and she was sentenced to life. Except, just kidding, because she was found not guilty.
Wait, what?
She was found not guilty, only found guilty of her providing false information to the police. Basically, just her being guilty to, lying to the police.
Okay, they didn't rule this under some sort of insanity, right? And just...
No. So that's why...
Wait, what?
They just thought the evidence doesn't show that she actually was the one who did it.
But it was right by her place. The weapon? What was the weapon?
There's no weapon. I think that's why the jury was a little iffy, even though the body was found, but there's no actual...
So they didn't solve the case. They didn't solve the case and they let her go?
Mm-hmm. She's out.
So there's no justice for this poor little girl.
I don't understand. I honestly cannot understand what the jury's thought. How do you not think...
How do you not,
she did it?
This is an unsolved case. There was a murder and, an innocent little girl. Get to the bottom of it. Do what you need to do. There's a lot of colder cases, right? And then they still found things later. This is... You should want to fight for this little girl's life. I want to see. Show me this screwed up family.
So this is Casey.
Really want to just go up to her and slap her. You heartless. I can't. That's an understatement. How could you ever? Why is she crying? Why are you crying? Because I can't go party? Because I can't be a freaking young adult?
Because her whole story got exposed.
You know what? Literally, just don't have a child. If you had these thoughts, that's the little girl, right?
Yeah. So obviously this happened more than 10 years ago. Last year in 2022, there was a series that came out titled Caylee Anthony, Where the Truth Lies, and it basically says that there's someone else that is a suspect. They said that Casey's pathological lying was Casey's defense mechanism caused by her childhood sexual abuse from her dad. So this whole time we didn't really hear from the dad, besides the fact that he went to check out the car, but we don't really hear from him. So I don't know how to piece it together, but they're basically saying, or Casey's basically saying that the dad might be the one that killed Caylee, which is why? But that's just another point that just got brought up recently, so we don't know.
There's just so many questions.
There's a lot of questions.
We don't know who
what
the father,
exactly happened.
Who the father of Caylee is, right? We don't know that. We don't know if the boyfriend that Casey was seeing is the father. There's so many things. Why is no one fighting for this poor girl? I want to fight for her so badly, but how are you just letting things how can you just let things be? No. I'm not pissed off. I'm just super bothered. And I'm so sad right now. I will never be able to understand.
So after this, I'm going to show you recordings of it. But you guys at home, if you don't know this case, just search up or YouTube, whatever, Caylee Anthony's case, and you can listen to the way she talks to the police, her tone, her demeanor, just very bizarre, extremely weird. But yeah, that is the story of Caylee Anthony, one of the most hated women in the States. And you can see why.
Okay, Kevin, I'm not letting you share any of your stories anymore.
I promise you next
Never
week,
mind. No,
there's
no.
no kids involved.
No, never again.
Yeah, so join us next week when Claudia shares a more upbeat story. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, with the handle Unconventional Tea Time.
And I can't wait to share my story and lighten the spirit here in this room. My gosh. Okay? You can always count on me for that. So,
yeah, so join us next time on
Unconventional Tea Time.
Bye.